Uncommon Sense with Junia Doan, sharing the wisdom and insight of those who have been there and done that.
With me today is Donna Morris, a woman who cares deeply about the welfare of children and has spent much of her life helping to improve their conditions. Donna, what do you say to yourself when you want to improve your own condition, when something hits you hard and you have to think about what you're going to do?
I think it hits, and that's a fact. That can't be changed. Mm-hmm. And so when it hits, I always try to think of the alternatives. What I can do, I can't give up. I have to continue. I have family, I have community, I have my work, my people I work with, and so I just say the alternative is you put one foot in front of the other and you carry on, and whatever that obstacle or grief is, you honor their lives and their problems by contributing to your own children and your own community. It's just, what am I going to do? And the alternative of, hiding, right, losing your mind, being catatonic, that won't work when you have responsibilities.
That's really quite interesting, because some people say, I can't cope.
Right, right.
And I don't say they give up, but they have a period where they cannot cope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are they saying something different to themselves, or are you feeling you can't cope but telling yourself?
Well, I think coping is moving on.
Coping is moving on.
I mean, naturally there's grief, and naturally there's just feelings of helplessness, but fortunately I have very strong faith in God, and you learn early when the first obstacle hits that where is there to go? Yeah. There is really no place to go but God, and so I have a great deal of faith and ask for His help always, to put one foot in front of the other. I have a little placket before I would go in the courtroom, because I had to make some very heavy decisions. Taking children away from their parents was not easy, and that plaque said, God, help me to remember that there is nothing you and I cannot do today. And I go in and do it.
Oh, well, are you a kind of a person that just gets an immediate answer about what you want to do, or when a crisis hits or something takes you over, or do you solicit other people's opinions, or how do you move towards getting the answers of what you need to be doing then?
I think when it first happens, let's take 9/11. I mean, you sit there transfixed. It's like I'm hit with a sledgehammer. I can't believe it. When you finally, and that goes on. And I think in 9/11 that happened, we all felt that way till there were no more hits, till the president got back, the government's in control. And then I think you have to think, what can I do? Yes. To help this? Well, the first thing one can do is be a good citizen of this country and be patriotic, and to try to help those that have lost people. And we had many opportunities with 9/11. But I think always there's that initial just wham, like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. And then you have to kind of say, well, what can I do?
In the case of 9/11, what would you see people doing now to continue to help our country or our community?
Well, of course, at first we had the wonderful things of parents taking their children down to their little bank accounts and sending them, and we were able physically to do something. But I think right now what we have to do is be united as Americans, to be repulsed by the hate of other people and make sure that we don't hate. and to continue to help our country in any way we can, number one, by being good citizens.
And what, in your definition, what is a good citizen?
A good citizen is a person that is loyal to their country, who might not always agree with some of the political decisions, but you stand behind your country, and to contribute by taking care of other Americans, other people.
Do you think, so much is said that if you help somebody else, it helps you?
Oh, it comes back hundredfold, always. I have been the recipient of so many wonderful things in my work, you know, with helping children and mentally ill people, and friendships have formed, and it's come back 1,000-fold.
Do you think any of them have been your teachers?
I've never met anybody, including these little children that I have worked with, that I don't learn something from. I learn from everybody.
But that's really very interesting, because that's what I think. Everybody has something to say.
Yes, yeah.
Right, and it's a, can we hear?
Right.
Can I hear, in my case?
Right. I think especially mentally ill people, and especially the little children, how they perceive the world and their problems, and I learned so much.
When you say especially the mentally ill, what are you saying really there?
Well, the mentally ill people, unlike us who are suffering as a parent, you know, it can be a physical disability, it can be a deaths in their family or something. They suffer so with this delusion, this hallucination. And out of that comes an incredible, I think, understanding of other people. And they see discrimination so, they can define it so well. And they pray that other people will be able to understand their illness and how they should be treated. I learn all the time from them. I'm a much better person from knowing them.
How are you a better person?
I don't think I ever realized the longing that mentally ill people have to be treated just like everybody else. And I didn't realize that was such a need. And I tried and learned then to just, they're very special friends.
So it's, sometimes I ask myself, what is normal? But what normal is accepting, really.
Right. Well, it's not that they're not normal, it's that they have delusions that frighten them. They sometimes have voices that they might hurt themselves. They fight this awful battle, but it's all the mental illness. And it's difficult, but they're amazing people.
So having learned from everybody, and I'm sure a lot of people have learned from you, Donna. I mean, your wit and your ability to say tough things with a big old grin has been witnessed and experienced by many of us. But does humor help
oh, absolutely.
Sort of cushion a message when you have to be clear about something?
Oh, absolutely. I try to think of a quick example. I would, in juvenile court, have, you know, a juvenile come in and slump in his chair like that. And instead of saying, sit up straight, young man, or something, I'd lean over and say, do you have back trouble? And they'll get a look up, you know, well, no. And I'd say, oh, well, I wondered. And oftentimes I would say to a child in the courtroom, I wonder, you're a handsome young man, you seem very intelligent, but I'm concerned, can you smile? And you know, you get this wonderful smile from a kid. Yeah, I think you have to have a lot of humor.
Humor?
Yes, oh yeah.
And you have to find a way to really talk to a person that they can hear.
Right.
Do you find different people hear differently? I mean, is there a commonality of how you would?
Well, I think some people don't want to hear. And sometimes it's very painful. It's very painful to hear. And so I think you have that happen. But on the whole, I always felt that I could communicate quite well with the children.
When you have someone who does not want to hear, not where they are in a courtroom or in that kind, but just in your life, say someone who you care about or
And
have
I
to
had
deal
5
with.
of my own. Yeah. There were times. I think then just give them space. Give them space and, you know, then come in through the back door later. I think sometimes when things are painful, people just need some time to reflect, some quiet time. The child that gets mad and runs in the room and shuts the door, let them stay in there. Don't go in after them. And let them come out, and it'll happen again. But I think people, when it's hard to hear things, need some time.
Is it need some time to just be away from, like, static?
Anger. They're annoyed and angry that you told them something, and then they need some time to cool down and reflect. And then you try again. You never give up. Never.
Never give up.
Never.
You find you have to say things in different ways over a period of maybe years, or
right? Yeah. Long time.
Do you feel people hear differently? You had 5
I think
children.
everybody has their own frame of reference. I think it's hard for people to understand if they have never witnessed or had touch with or been in somebody else's shoes. That sometimes is very foreign to people. And I always felt it was my job to try to communicate to people the needs of children and developmentally disabled people and mentally ill people in the community. I think it's hard if you have never had an experience with that type of child, the type of person.
What do you think made these people, but in a broader sense, trust you?
I think just the fact that you are taking the time to be with them and show that you care. I think that they understand that. I think it's very essential that you really care about them. You're not just doing a job, or you're not just trying to get your opinion over, but you care about them.
And when you need care?
Well, I have wonderful daughters. Both of them live here. I have grandchildren. Those are all feedbacks, but I still remain friends with many people in the community that I worked with when they were in court, and those are all good things.
You know, Donna, you have so much compassion for so many. Do you have compassion for yourself?
Do I feel sorry?
No, compassion is not feeling sorry.
No.
It's sort of loving understanding of the full person.
Oh, I always,
And acceptance.
I've always been very blessed, and again, I think that's your religious faith. I have always had peace and tranquility within myself. I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm, you know, never yearning to be somebody else. I enjoy just being able to do what I can do for my community, for my nation, for my family, and that's all brings great joy to me.
So the good life really is a multi-level life. It's your relationships primarily.
Right.
With the family, your friends, you know.
Yourself.
Yourself,
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
community, nation. Right. So that you are the center, not the center, but you are part of the circle.
The circle, right.
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 And you do your part.
Right.
Thank you, Donna. Well, we learned from Donna today some really important things, at least to me, and that is you're part of the circle, which is, of course, something I believe in, and you have to do your part. And all people can teach you something if you're willing to hear or listen even. Give people space when they need it. Don't give up on them. And have some humor, have some compassion, and basically embrace life. I hope when you see Donna around town that you'll thank her for sharing with us today. And I hope you'll join us next time when my guest is Greg Dorian. And remember, kindness counts.
To share your comments and suggestions, contact Junia. The email address is juniadone@aol.com or write to Post Office Box 169, Midland, Michigan 48640.